Sing a song. Overview. In 386 YE, the Assembly of Wisdom called for a true consecration of the great library of Hercynian, seeking to create a sacred site, a blessed location that would resonate with the virtue of wisdom. The site is arguably the perfect location for such a consecration. It has a deep history that stretches back centuries and beyond. The Great Library is located in Morning Hollow, an old battlefield on the southeastern borders of Somersend in Hercynia. It incorporates parts of an older Turunial structure that once stood here, a library of some kind, but also a temple to the eternal Phaleron, built in a peculiar regio that once cycled between day and night realms. There is only the faintest touch of the night realm here now. Initially a very modest structure, it was expanded to create the Great Library, the first of its kind built since the burning of the libraries by Emperor Nicovar. The library was dedicated to gathering knowledge about the Valorn in one place, in the belief that it would finally reveal a way to defeat the enemy. Citizens from all over the Empire contributed what resources they had to support the project, and in 385 YE, the results of the work were formally presented to the Empire. After 1,000 years, the Great Library had helped the Navarre crack the problem of how to deal with the Valorn once and for all. In a philosophical sense, the Great Library was already dedicated to wisdom. Scholars who are interested in the Valorn come from all over the Empire to study here. It is a place of meditation and peaceful study, with arcane roots in divination and wisdom, a mystic connection to Nightsinger and the archives of silence. Now that it's been consecrated with True Liao, there is a powerful aura here that inspires all who visit. It also provides the Singer of Silence with a part of unique abilities. They could go further, however, if the Singer of Silence can persuade the Imperial Conclave to agree. Find the right question. Priests across the Empire could encourage wise congregants to visit the Great Library for the next year. Priests who do so will see their congregations swell in attendance at the cost of contributing Liao to provide auras. The option remains until the start of the summer solstice 388 YE. A true consecration usually has a profound effect on those who experience it, providing deep and enduring inspiration to strive for virtue. As a Dornish troubadour once said, it is the closest a mortal can come to feeling the hand of the Creator upon them. The effects of a true Liao aura are no more powerful than any other, but they are more numinous, and for those who spend time there, they often bring fresh inspiration. Because of this, some priests encourage their congregation to make a pilgrimage to sites of true consecrations, in the hope that it will help them reflect on the virtues and find new motivation. Such pilgrimages are expensive and arduous. Even with roads, trods, and road wardens, travelling the Empire can be dangerous for the common citizen. People often need inspiration just to find the commitment to attempt a pilgrimage. For the next year, until the end of the spring equinox 388 YE, any congregation leader is able to select Encourage Pilgrimage to Hercynian when preaching. Priests who take this option are assumed to be making use of the Liao they receive to inspire congregants to make the difficult journey to the Great Library. After those who are brave enough to make the journey experience the awe-inspiring power of the true aura in the shrine, they will return to their home, inspired to embrace wisdom and pursue it, in the certain belief that inaction is the only true mistake. A congregation that preaches this special action will receive 3 fewer Liao each season, assuming to not have been spent on creating auras or used to provide patronage, but 4 additional votes in the Imperial Synod, representing the swelling of their congregations. The priest leading the congregation will become part of the Wisdom Assembly, if they were not already. Night and Day. The Singer of Silence has gained a pair of unique personal abilities. The Singer of Silence benefits from the existence of the curious regio at the heart of the Great Library at Hercynian. This regio cycles between day and night, shifting from one realm to the other as the sun rises and falls. Scholars who have studied the Regio believe that its strange pattern is no coincidence. It works that way because of pacts made hundreds of years ago, presumably by the Turunial magicians who once ruled here. Those pacts were made with two Eternals, Phaleron, the Celestial Library, and Sung, called the Night Singer. Inspired by the power of the true consecration, the singer has been able to access some of the power flowing from the Regio, and has gained some unusual benefits thereby. Some of the benefits are simple and practical. The singer gains 4 pawns of Viz each season, 2 each of Prismatic Ink and Crystal Fire. More esoterically, their personal aura is now completely obscured and can't be read with insight or similar methods, such as Ravenwing Fusion, for example. It is possible that True Liao would penetrate the strange layer of obfuscation that clouds their aura, but that seems like an expensive experiment. Even more strange, they can draw on the power of the Regio to empower their aura, with odd effects on anyone attempting a thorough insight. More practically, the Singer of Silence can access the power of the Regio to use materials in place of crystal mana when casting day or night rituals that they've mastered. All of these abilities depend on old pacts negotiated with Phaleron and Sung, which the Singer of Silence now benefits from. These benefits would be available even if Sung or Phaleron had enmity, but of course, they would be illegal to use in that case. Full details of the abilities gained are listed on the title page for the Singer of Silence on the wiki. Give and take. The Conclave could use a declaration of alignment to align the Regio at Hercinian with the Celestial Library during the day. Conclave could also use a declaration of alignment to align the Regio with the Rainbow Serpent during the night. The Conclave can do both alignments if they wish. Each alignment would allow the singer to purchase unique resources from the Eternal's heralds, and each alignment would grant the singer a single use of the Eternal's power to protect something in Hercinia from attack. The singer has completed delicate negotiations with the representatives of the Eternals in question, but those arrangements must be confirmed with the Imperial Conclave before the abilities they offer can be used. In each case, the Eternals, Phaleron and Sung, respectively, are asking the Conclave to use a declaration of alignment to align the Regio at Hercinian to them. Normally a Regio can only be aligned with one Eternal, but the Celestial Library and the Rainbow Serpent are amenable to a deal in which the Library controls the Regio during the day and the Serpent controls it at night. These are unusual arrangements, to put it mildly. Not just the shared nature of the deal, but the idea of using a declaration of alignment to achieve it. It seems that what's happening is that the alignment is having unlooked-for effects, a phenomenon that has been seen before. Rather than grant alignment of the Empire with a specific Eternal, the Conclave can effectively use the declaration to align a single Regio to an Eternal. They can do this because the Conclave has dominion over the Regio in the Empire, so they can choose to agree a pact that grants an Eternal command of that Regio. If the Conclave uses a declaration of alignment to align the Regio at the Great Library of Hercinian to Phaleron during the day, which is what the Eternal has requested, then the effects will be as if the Eternal had amity at that Regio. Phaleron has amity currently, so there'd be no immediate consequences of this, but it could be an issue if that Eternal ever lost amity. Even if the Conclave declared enmity on Phaleron, that wouldn't break the agreement to align the Regio with the Eternal. They would retain the ability to employ the full range of their powers there. The same thing will happen if the Conclave use a declaration of alignment to align the Regio to Sung at night. That will grant Sung the equivalent of amity at that Regio. That will represent an immediate change, since Sung doesn't currently have amity, though they do have a Fane, which is being built for them in Apulian in Spiral. But it could be an issue if the Conclave ever placed Sung under enmity, as the Lord of Illusions would retain their ability to act freely at the Regio. If the Conclave grants Phaleron's wishes, then the Singer of Silence will gain the ability to exchange ingots of Welt silver with visiting heralds of the Archives of Silence to purchase Librarian's incense. This heady aromatic incense releases a pale smoke when burned that boosts the power of any ritualist who breathes it in. It acts as a tonic that increases the power of a magician, granting them 1 additional rank of Day Law and 1 additional rank of Night Law, subject to the normal rules for effective skill. In addition, Phaleron would allow the Singer of Silence to call on the power of the Celestial Library once if the Great Library was ever attacked. The Eternal has demonstrated an impressive ability to protect a library in the past, so this offer is no idle gesture. Of course, it also hints at what could happen if the Empire came to blows with the Eternal. If the Conclave grants Sung's wishes, then the Singer of Silence will gain the ability to give measures of iridescent gloaming to the Heralds of the Lady of Mists, who move through the library after dark. In exchange, they will leave doses of pearlescent wine, a milky substance with a bitter taste that allows the magician to use up to 5 personal mana as crystal mana when performing a divination ritual. In addition, Sung would allow the Singer of Silence to call on the power of the Liege of Song once to hide a single commission the Empire controlled in Hacinia from any spying eyes. This commission could be the Great Library itself, but it could be anything. A fortification, or even an army. The Whispering Wind would enfold the commission, hiding it from any that might seek to find it. Sung's Shroud could be penetrated by a massive day ritual of magnitude 200, but nobody nearby, except the Thule or the Empire, could ever manage a ritual that powerful. While shrouded, the commission would have no effect. It wouldn't affect a campaign, produce resources, or anything similar, but it couldn't be damaged in any way. As with Phaleron, the Rainbow Serpent's offer implies what Sung could do to hide something in the territory from the Empire, were they so minded. There is no particular time limit on these declarations. The Eternals involved are patient. It is important to note, however, that granting dominion in this way is not something that can be easily reversed. Gifts cannot be taken back. While it requires only a declaration of alignment to make the bargain, it will take a lot more effort to revoke it.